So, this video is probably more important than all of my other videos, maybe even put together. Because from my point of view as a tutor, I want to try and push people to have aspirational goals. I want to push people to improve and make progress and get their targets and get into their dream A-level courses, college courses, into university, into their dream job, all that kind of stuff. But something which sits significantly higher than this is the well-being of your teenagers. Okay? So, during the exams, the kids are revising for maths. If they're 2 grades off the target, that is incredibly overwhelming. They either need to sit with the crushing, overwhelming feeling, or they have to do all the revision to get themselves that, which in itself is quite overwhelming and quite crushing. On top of that, add English language, add English literature, add double science or triple science, add all the different options, everything. It is unbelievably overwhelming. So, this is how you, as the parent, will spot the burnout because sometimes it's closer than you think. Because what a lot of children do, and teenagers especially do this, is that if they are 1% stressed versus 95% stressed, they will present themselves the same. And it's only when they tip over to 96% that everything spills out and it feels like it's too late and it's very difficult to recover from. So, burnout does not happen when you stop working. It happens when you keep working whilst your brain is already overloaded. Most students don't notice it until revision fails and becomes impossible, but by then motivation is gone, focus has been lost, confidence has gone, and you're trying to catch up by that point. So here are 5 problems that I see with this. First one, it feels like there's not enough time. Everything feels rushed, it feels urgent, and you always feel behind. Problem 2, you feel too far behind to slow down. You think stopping or easing off will make things worse, not better. Even when you're stressed, you feel like you can't control it. Stress feels like it's permanent. It feels like it's something you have to live with. It feels like your stress doesn't matter. You tell yourself everyone is stressed, therefore that's just how it is. The stakes feel too high. So you keep pushing, and even when your brain is completely struggling, you still keep pushing. So I'm going to give you guys 6 things that you can do to help and maybe not overcome the problem, but at least ease the burden of this problem. So the first one is learn the early warning signs. So struggling to concentrate, reading the same line over and over again, feeling numb or irritated, frustrated easier, avoiding revision, feeling tired even after resting. If you're noticing a couple of these things, your workload needs adjusting. So even if it's the case of taking 1 week off homework and revision, maybe that's it. Maybe you take a Wednesday off school and have a mental health day. I know you'll probably get ranked. I know some schools are very, very hot on their attendance, but if it's too much for you, take one day off as a mental health day because otherwise you are going to get burned out. Next, replace all or nothing with this was enough. So, burnout comes from thinking, if I've not done loads, I'm failing. But what if we say, what's enough for today? So rather than, let's say our revision schedule has 90 minutes on the calendar. Well, enough might just be 30 minutes. Enough might be one topic. It might be one past paper section, like just one section might be 2 or 3 pages. It might even be 5 minutes. So we don't have to skip the day. We might just be able to do 5 minutes. And 5 minutes, we can go on to Maths Genie. We can go on to any kind of revision on here. So let's just quickly show you this. And Maths Genie might just be watch a video. That could be classified as enough. Action 3 is I want you to schedule in your recovery like your revision. So think about how you would plan your day. You might say, well, I'm going to do maths. So what does maths look like? It's a 30-minute revision session. I'm going to do surds. I'm going to do Pythagoras. I might do some fractions, and then I'm going to structure it. And I've got my questions laid up. That's scheduled in. But then do you schedule in what you're going to have for dinner? Do you schedule in the social time? Do you schedule in what time you're going to go see your friends? And if you do you schedule in what kind of things you'll do to make you feel recovered? Because going to play games for a couple hours with your friends might feel like recovery, but maybe it won't. Maybe you need to go for a walk with your friends. So schedule it as if it's super important. Okay, next is bring stress back under your control. So stress feels uncontrolled because it's very vague. But what if we make this as specific as possible? Stress, in my head, comes from vague. If we can identify it, we can say, what am I stressed about? I'm stressed about this thing. Okay, what is it about this thing that's making me stressed? Oh, well, it's this. Okay, why does that make me feel stressed? Because of this. And then by the time you've broken that down, you'll get down to something which is incredibly specific. And because it is so specific, you can do something about that specific thing. If you just say, oh, revisions make me feel stressed, well, then you're like, well, I either stop revision or I do more revision. And that's just not going to help you. But if you say something like, what am I stressed about revision for? Well, maths feels like it's too far away. Okay. Why does maths feel far away? Because I need a grade four. Okay. Why do I need a grade four? To get into college or uni, whatever it is. Okay. Why can't I get a grade four? Because I'm on grade two. Okay. So grade two to grade four is is 2 grades. Okay. How do I get to grade? How do I go up by 2 grades? Well, I'm currently at this many marks. Grade four is this many marks, so I need an extra 60 marks. Okay. How do I get 60 marks? Well, there's 15 school weeks until the exam. I don't know, but whenever you're watching this video, let's say it's 15. That's 4 extra marks per week. Oh, all I need to do is get 4 marks per week. Okay. Well, there's 7 days a week. If I revise maths on 4 of those days and then very deliberately schedule in some downtime on the other 3 days, 4 days revision, I need 1 mark per revision class, revision session, whatever you're doing. So if I do 30 minutes 4 days a week, and on each block of 30 minutes, I improve by 1 mark, that's doable. So we've gone from something super vague to something super specific. And in the specific, it has solved our problem at the same time. So make it super, super specific because we can then influence the things that we can actually control. Next, shrink the stakes. Right now, everything feels massive. So shrink it. Not my future, just this topic, not this year, not just today's session. By shrinking it, by thinking massively into the future, that's where anxiety lives. Anxiety lives in the future. Anxiety and stress lives in future. So just think small. Just think, well, like we said with the 1 mark per session, it's just here's our session. How can I gain 1 mark? Oh, this is how I can gain 1 mark. And I'm just focusing on today. Next is stop treating stress like a badge of honor. So being stressed does not mean you're working hard. It means your system needs adjusting. So health revision feels focused, it feels calm, and it feels controlled. When it feels panicked, something's going wrong, and that's where we implement action 4 again. So if you are not feeling these things, I'm going to go back to number 4 and really focus on number 4. Okay, so that's it for today's video. So make sure you like and subscribe and comment if you've got anything that you'd like to add or anything that you took away from this video. If you want any extra help, these 2 links are in the description of the video. So the first one takes you to this page. So if you want to book yourself a free revision class, and you're welcome to, so everyone gets the first one for free. Okay, or if you would prefer, you can book in a full free week of revision classes. So my timetable looks like this. So lots of higher, lots of foundation. So the first week is free, and you just click on join for free there, and it takes you through to the to this community here. So click on the calendar, loads of revision classes here, and with the membership, what you can do is you can join as many of those classes as you want. So some people need 2 a week. You can join whatever you guys want. Okay, so I hope that all makes sense. And yeah, I shall see you guys in the next one. So thank you for watching.